Good Monday afternoon. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates, bringing you the TrueView Exterior Severe Outlook. We are targeting tomorrow and Wednesday, and our severe threat seems to be going up, especially for tomorrow. There's been a decent increase in the expectations for tomorrow. So we'll take a look at that over this next few minutes. So here's a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook, severe weather outlook. This is for today, and as you can see, all the severe is out to our west, out across Missouri, western Illinois, and such. So we could have some isolated storms pop up this afternoon. They should be very isolated, but we'll keep an eye out and see if there's any development. But no severe is expected today. As you can see, not here in Indiana and not for Madison County. However, for tomorrow, I told you yesterday I thought an enhanced risk could be added for Wednesday. Well, one's been added for tomorrow as well, and pretty much all of the state of Indiana is in a slight risk for severe tomorrow, but areas from just east of Madison County over around Muncie and up to the northeast toward Fort Wayne and then on over into Ohio, those areas have been added to an enhanced risk for severe for tomorrow. Again, Madison County remains in a slight risk for severe. And here's a look. The thing that has changed to me is the tornado threat, as things are a little farther north than what they looked like they would be. And so there is a tornado threat tomorrow in Madison County is in the, about 5% risk for tornadoes for tomorrow. But you look over toward Muncie and areas to the east, kind of Winchester, those areas that were affected a few weeks ago, and they're not only in the 10 to 14% risk for tornadoes, but they also have this crosshatch, which means there's a 10% probability of a significant tornado, EF2 to EF5 strength. So it's kind of an area that was hit back in March, and that risk is there again. And this is for tomorrow, and I'll show you some simulated radar here in a moment. Here's a look at the severe wind outlook. Again, the entire state in a 15 to 29% risk. Then 15 to 29% risk for large hail, but most of the state, including Madison County, is again in a crosshatched area, which means there's a greater than 10% probability of significant hail, which is hail 2 inches in diameter or larger, and that's within 25 miles of a given point. So there's a decent risk of large hail tomorrow, a decent risk of tornadoes tomorrow, and a risk of damaging winds as well. Then we move over to Wednesday, and an enhanced risk has been added, much as I expected. I did expect this for Wednesday, and that enhanced risk does come up into Madison County. Madison County is kind of split, and of course severe weather doesn't care about our lines on the map, so I would take it as an enhanced risk day for Madison County as well. Again, all modes of severe are going to be on the table. Southern Indiana looks like the greatest threat, but what we want to look at for tomorrow is see how things play out tomorrow, and that'll give us a good indication of whether this threat will also shift north, whether it'll shift south. Timing of everything is going to be key, and the travel of the low pressures is going to be key. So as we take a look then, they don't have it broken down categorically, but I will show you that, again, Madison County right on that fringe between. So we're probably right around a 30% risk for severe, and then you throw in that crosshatched area, and that means there's a risk of significant severe within 25 miles of a given point, greater than 10%. So I would expect that as they break down the categorical, and I told you yesterday, all modes of severe would be on the table for Wednesday. That still looks to be the case, including tornadoes. So that'll shape itself up a little better as we look at it tomorrow. Right now, our immediate focus will be on our immediate focus is going to be on the severe for tomorrow. And then as we get into tomorrow, then things start to shape up. That'll show us a little better how things will play out on Wednesday. So no, again, tomorrow and Wednesday, we are in a slight risk for severe tomorrow. That enhanced area could expand. We're in, I would say, an enhanced risk for Wednesday. All modes of severe on the table both days. So I'll show you some simulated radar for tomorrow, and then we'll move on because this video is getting a little longer than I planned on. So here's a look at the 12Z NAM 3K model. Again, it's just model guidance, but I think it's seeing things relatively well, so we'll roll with it. And obviously, I don't forecast by the models, but this is a good visual. So we'll take a look, and you can kind of see there's just some pop-up stuff possible this afternoon across central Indiana. It'll be isolated to widely scattered. And then what we'll watch for then as we move on, as we get into the morning hours tomorrow, we can see there's a line of storms that can move through somewhere around the 10 a.m. to noon time frame tomorrow. And you can see it's kind of broken up. It's not a solid line. So while there could be some, I think this is where our damaging wind threat will mostly come, is as this pushes through. But some large hail, when you see these isolated cells, some large hail and an isolated tornado still can't be ruled out even in the morning hours. But I think the greatest risk of that is going to be later on in the day. So then as we move that through, then what we begin to watch for as we get into this is around 5 p.m. and we back up just a touch around 4 p.m. Again, don't take these timings for gospel. If this occurs just a touch later, I think our risk shifts a little farther to the west. So what we'll watch for is, again, these isolated cells that pop up. You know, in our area, you never want to see isolated cells. You want to see more of a linear thing that tends to lend itself to weaker tornadoes or no tornadoes. When you get these isolated cells, then you've got the better chance for supercells, and you got the better chance for the larger hail. So again, we're going to be watching late morning tomorrow morning for the first severe chance, and then we'll be watching more keenly the timing of when these cells develop tomorrow afternoon into early tomorrow evening. Again, a little bit later, I think, is a problem for us. And then that cluster will move on through and get out of here by about midnight or so tomorrow evening. But our severe threat tomorrow, to me, the greatest severe threat is going to be in the, I would say, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. time frame for Madison County tomorrow. And we'll see how it plays out as things develop tomorrow. And then, of course, all that moves on. And then we'll begin to watch as this activity begins to develop for Wednesday. So the last thing I'll say, and again, this is right on the fringe of the high resolution data, so I'm not going to worry too much about simulated radar for Wednesday. The thing I will add in for Wednesday, well, I'll say for tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised for the enhanced risk to move more toward Madison County, a little more south and west, if storm development is a little bit later. On Wednesday, I would not be surprised to see a moderate risk get added for southern Indiana, and maybe the enhanced risk to pull a little farther to the north and totally cover central Indiana. So we'll see how that all plays out. This does appear to be a very dynamic setup, but we know how things go around here. We get days where it doesn't look like there's very much in the way of dynamics and we have an outbreak, and then we have days where it looks like everything's all there, and then it kind of duds out. So never plan on a dud. Plan on a decent chance of severe both tomorrow and Wednesday. As things develop, I will, of course, update you. I'm off tomorrow for election day, so if I need to go live tomorrow, I will. And I will definitely make sure that you're covered. So this is Michael Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a great day.